What is going on, you guys? Sam here. Today, I'm going to show you how you can trade and be profitable without knowing anything about trading. You don't have to know how to plot key levels. You don't know how to understand trends. You don't know how to understand anything. All you need to be able to do is read indicators. Now, I will show you everything. I made it as simple as possible for you. And all you have to do is if these criteria aren't met, don't enter the trade. If they're met, you enter the trade. So let me show you the indicators that you need. So the first one you need is going to be volume. And to get indicators, you're going to need TradingView. You go to TradingView, you go to this Indicators tab. And by the way, this works on any ticker. And the time zones are going to be 5 minute and 15. I'll get into that in a second. But the first one, you go in Indicators, you search up volume. It's going to be the one that just says volume. Okay, so you add volume. Okay, so volume. Now you're going to go into Settings and Volume. Now you can customize the color however you want. I don't customize it. And you're going to change the MA length. Now you go to Inputs and MA length. And this basically averages the past 16 candlesticks to get the pretty much the trend or the average price 16 candlesticks ago. And then you add it. And as you can see, down here, it has been added. Now, how you're going to use this is you are not going to take any trades unless the price, these candlesticks are above this blue line. Now, reason being is if you think it's going to go up, if you think calls are good, but volume is below this line, meaning volume's low, lower than the past 16 candlesticks averaged out, it means that that idea you have, there's not enough people in the market to make it happen. It could definitely happen, but it's much more unlikely. So that is why, for volume, this is how you're going to use it. All you're going to use is above that blue line is when you take your trades. Now you want to have all these criteria met and all the indicators to have the best success. Now, the next indicator you're going to want to add is VWAP. So there's a VWAP, VWAP. Now this is the volume weighted average price. Now you don't really need to know how it works, but you're going to want to go into settings, go to style, turn off upper band, turn off lower band, and turn off band fill. Now all you're going to have is one line on your chart. Now how you're going to use this, very simple, okay? If price goes above it, calls are supported. If it goes below it, puts are supported. That's it. You're never ever going to enter into calls if price is below the VWAP. And vice versa, you're never going to enter into puts if price is above the VWAP. Simple, right? So let's recap. We've got trading. If the volume is above this blue line, you enter, as well as price is above the VWAP. So these two are the first two criteria that must be met for a trade. The next one you're going to want to add. Now this one is kind of just to confirm your kind of level and add an additional way to set your stop loss. It's not required, but you're going to want to go to EMA and MA crossover by H. Potter. Now you click on it, and now when you go to settings, you want to remove MA. You don't really need the bar color because your bars are already whatever color you want. Then you're going to go to inputs, and when it says length EMA, you're going to put 20. Now what this means is it's going to average the past 20 days, and EMAs work differently than the MA, so it's not actually the average of all of it. It's more targeted to the most recent candlesticks, but this is going to function the exact same way as VWAP. Price must be above it for calls and below it for puts. So now we have three criterias. Price has to be above this blue line for volume to enter in your put into your trade. Has to be above the VWAP and above the EMA. All right. So if all three of these are met for calls, we're in calls. Okay. But there's still more. All right. This is not, you should not trade just off this. The next one is called the MACD, so MACD. This one is awesome. So you add this bad boy. You're not going to change the settings to it. You can customize it however you like. Now, what it is it's the I believe it's the 12 and the 26 EMA, and when they cross over. So how this one is going to work is when the MACD is green, calls are good to go. When it's red, puts are good to go. Puts are good to go. Okay? So now we've got 4 criterias, right? Above EMA, above EMA, above VWAP, above the MACD line for volume, and green or red if you're doing puts for MACD. Okay? So we've got these 4. There's one more, okay? This one is called the choppiness index, okay? All you have to look up is add choppiness index. Now, how you're going to use this one, very simple. You're not going to enter any trade. Do not enter a trade. No matter what the other indicators say, do not enter if chop is above 60, okay? Reason being is chop is super unpredictable in the market, and if it's chopping, it could be likely for news, implied volatility may be high. It's just not going to move how it normally moves. So all these other indicators don't matter anymore. Okay, so you want to make sure it's below 60. If it's above 55 and below 60, it's a little risky. What I've found is most trades still do work. So it's up to you if you want to enter if it's above 55. I usually do. But if it's below 55, ideally that's when you want to enter. So I actually wrote all these out for you guys. So let's just recap. Calls, if you want to enter in a call, first criteria, price has to be above the EMA 20, which is this line right here. So it has to be above this line. Price has to be above the VWAP next. Okay, so above the VWAP. Yes. MACD must be green. MACD must be green for calls. You do not ever want to enter if it's red. Volume must be above the the MA16. So that is 4. Chop must be below 55 or below 60 if you want to play risky. And the most crucial part about all this, because this would not just work if you just used this for the 5-minute, is you need to also be looking at the 15-minute. Okay, so I'm gonna show you exactly how you do that, but you need it. These all need to be true. All 5 criteria need to be true for the 5-minute and the 15-minute. Okay, 15. Finally, I've only had three hands. Okay, so it has to be true for both the 5-minute and the 15. Now let's go over puts real quick. Is the opposite of calls. Almost. Okay, price has to be below the EMA 20. So below the EMA 20 right here. Below the VWAP. Below the VWAP right here. The MACD must be red. Red. Volume must be above the MA16 because without buyers or sellers, your move is not going to play out. Chop has to be low or below 55, below 60 if you want to play risky. And it also must be true for the 5 and the 15. Now, the EMA and the VWAP are going to be utilized for stop loss. So let's say it breaks above right here and we want to enter in longs. Now, the reason I have both of these on here is so you have 2 options to set your stop loss at. I normally do the highest just to make it a tighter trade, but if you wanted to, give a little more leeway for your trade, if you wanted to swing it a little more, then you could go below the lower one. But I don't recommend. I recommend doing the higher one, and that is why, because a lot of times one is going to be higher than the other. So yeah, so let's get into some live play, and I'll show you exactly how you would use this in a trade. So let me first show you how you can use the 5 and the 15. Now, you're going to need to have premium. Now, it's a free 30-day trial, so I'm not sponsored by them or anything, but it's pretty essential to have this, or you can literally just have 2 2 windows open of 2 different accounts. So 5-minute on this screen and then 5-minute next to it, or 5-minute on this screen and then you can monitor. So one of them will be a 15, the other one will be a 5. So let me get into some live trading. Not live trading, but I'll do some back testing for you to, give you some examples of how you would take trades. So let's go to Wednesday the 9th of August. So replay wins. Oh. All right, Wednesday the 9th. Right there. Okay. I've never done this day. I was doing it earlier. Oops. Whatever. Wednesday the 9th. Sorry, guys. All right, so we're on these days. We've got price action on these days. And then if you guys wanted to screenshot this, so you can use it when you take your trades. I don't know what the hell. God, dude, trading view text is so annoying. Okay. Okay. All right. If you guys wanted to screenshot that, feel free. Use this to confirm your trades. All right. So let's get into it. I'm gonna delete these. Okay. So let's open her up so we can see the price. Now, using this, you don't have to know anything about trading. You don't have to learn how to plot key levels. If you do know how to plot key levels, it will help you a lot to set your take profits, set your stop losses, and just confirm your trades even better if you know how to use, trends to your advantage. Same thing. But you don't need to know any of that for this. All you need to know is those criterias, and if they're met, you enter your trade. Great for beginner traders to, use this strategy to paper trade. So let's get started on the day. Start on the 5 minute. So I'm waiting for, it's already down. So what you want to look for is crossovers to this EMA and VWAP. Reason being is it allows you to set your stop loss as tight as possible, because otherwise, if I just entered off of shorts right here, I'd have to set my stop loss. I guess that's not that bad, but generally you want to wait for a crossover. But let's just see how this is going. So, chop is low on the 5. MACD is negative, which is good. Volume is good. It's below both of these. So criteria on the 5, good to go for puts. Let's check the 15. Okay, Jesus. Okay. So ideally we want to wait for one more candle. Oh, no. Okay, so let's check this one. Volume, beautiful. Below both of those. MACD is negative. So let's enter into shorts on the 5. Now your stop loss will be set at the either the VWAP or the EMA, and your take profits. Usually I do 1-to-1 to begin. 7.62. I've never done this day before, so it could be losing trade. We'll see. So played out beautifully. Okay. Now you may look here and be like, it hit my take profit. I mean, it hit my stop loss. Okay. Yes, if you wanted to play just a break of it, but usually I'd play a close of it, just so you don't get faked out, because a lot of times it'll grab liquidity and then head back down, which is exactly what it did here. It broke above, dumped down, broke above, broke down. So you ideally want to wait for a close above, or, just be straight with your initial position with your initial stop loss. So this trade would have been beautiful. Let's see how far it ripped down. We would have, taken our 1-to-1 profit right there. And holy. Okay. What the hell? We just got $2.40 on SPY. First trade. I have never done this. I know you guys are probably gonna be like, oh, he traded this day already. He knew this day was gonna. I don't like. Try this strategy for yourself and see how it works. But yeah, so that is looking beautiful. So, yeah, let's continue on and find more trades. This is kind of annoying how they're kind of in the way, so I'm just gonna hide them a little bit. All right, so let's play it out a little bit. I know, I would have, taken mad profit there. Okay. Another thing you want to do is, if it's late in the day, if it's past, I'm on Central Time, so for me, if it's past about noon or past 1, I don't really want to look for a trade, just because, the contracts are going to expire in a few hours, and movement isn't isn't that good at the end of the day. Usually it's good right between, 8:30 to about, or 9:30, market open, or 15 minutes after market open, so you have a little bit of price action to go off of, to about 10:30, not 10:30, 11:30, East Coast is pretty good time to trade. Okay. Sorry guys, I'm talking so much that my throat's getting dry. But so right here, let's see the criteria. It's above it just broke above both of these, right? Volume is good, MACD is good, chop is good. Let's now go to the 15 and see where we're at. So that is right about there. So let's go. Okay. So the 15 is not ready yet. It's getting there. MACD is turning green. Volume not quite there. It's not above that. So it's probably going to consolidate right here and then shoot up, or we could look for a move down. So let's look on the 15. So it's looking good. What candle's that? Way out there. Okay, 3. All right, one more candle. Okay, so right here, once again, it's looking pretty decent for. Oh, look at this. Volume is low on the 15. Volume is low on the 5. Now, all the other indicators suggest calls. It's risky. Reason being, volume isn't there. And volume isn't there because it's 12:30 Central, so it's 1:30 East Coast, so it's pretty late in the day. Trades aren't going to work out as usual. So this totally could go up, but I'm not taking it because it doesn't match all the criteria on the trade. So let's see how this goes. And it would have been a decent trade. We would have been able to secure about $1. But you want to play it safe, okay? If some days you won't even find a trade, but the trades you will find usually going to be really high success. So let's continue on. I don't really want to take any trades. It's really late in the day, so let's wait for the next day. So we had one trade on this day, absolute banger of a trade. Total movement on that one was $3 on SPY puts. Like, that is absurd. And how easily I figured that out too, just watching these 5 indicators. It's so easy. Okay, I'm gonna go through one more day and then call it there to make this video not as long. Okay. Oh, Jesus Christ. News or something. Alright. So, right off the rip, chop's looking good, volume's good. MACD looks green, it's green. So, calls are supported. Let's go on the 15 and see what this day is going to look like, because that looks pretty nasty on the 5. Okay. I think next. Okay, here we go. Okay. So, calls are supported on the 15 as well. Oh, jeez. Wait, I can't see. Am I still in post or pre-market? I am. No. I can't tell. Yeah, I am. Okay. Okay, 8:45. Okay, market just opened. Volume is beautiful. Now, here, calls look decent. Okay, the reason I say decent is because we're so high that if I were to do longs here, and I wouldn't plot key levels, I would set my stop loss to the VWAP, which is $1.25. Now that is pretty big risk for your trade, unless this trade can go, has potential to go way up here, which is pretty possible. You're risking a lot for, you want to keep your risk reward ratio pretty high, and this is this is a mid trade in my opinion. So let's just see how it would have played out if we did do it, because the criteria are all met, right? Volume is high, you know, oh wait, this is going to be that candle. Okay. So volume is going to be high. You know, MACD is green. Chop is decent. So let's run this and see how it goes. And would have played out perfectly. Look at that, $1.25. We would have got 1-to-1. And let me just speed run this on the 15 and see how much profit we would have gotten from that. Okay, wow, we literally got it perfect. It literally would have rejected from right there. Oops. It literally would have rejected right there. So perfect trade right there. And I mean, I obviously know how it's going to turn out, but let me just see if I can show you guys how you can use the indicator here. So, you know, we're down, we went down, you know, MACD's negative. MACD turned negative right here, okay? Right here on the 15th. So you want to wait for this moment right here. So I wouldn't have taken any trades here. I'm going to wait until this candle out here. So, okay, one more candle. Oh, dang it. Okay, so we are looking good there. Volume is pretty bad actually on the 5, but it's good on the 15. So that leads me to believe that it increases. Okay, beautiful. Okay, so we've got all the criteria met right now. Chop is low, MACD is negative, volume's good. It's below these on the 5, so we're going to enter in shorts here. Now, you ideally can set your stop loss wherever. I mean, I don't want to say wherever, but I don't want to set it $1.60 up. So if you don't know how to set key levels, which I made a video about how to set key levels, which you should use to use your stop loss, you can set it wherever. And let's see how this trade turns out. I mean, I'm pretty sure it goes down. So, and right here, or actually right here is where I'm entering. Pretty much right here. And MACD is going to be negative. Volume's good on there. Chop is below 55. It's below those. So let's run it. Alrighty. So that is one case of why you would want to put your stop loss at the VWAP. Okay? So I take back what I said. Don't set it anywhere. Set it to the VWAP, and that is why you want to utilize trades closest to the VWAP, closest to the EMA 20. Now, this is a great method for swinging. You can use this on different time zones. You can use it, 1 hour and 4 hour to confirm your trades, but you always want to use 2 time frames and these 5 indicators. That basically is 10 indications for your trade to play out, which pretty probable. It's not going to work 100% of the time, but you will catch massive moves with it, and you will avoid news, you'll avoid low volume, you'll avoid chop, you'll avoid all of that, and you'll only trade on good market conditions. So I'm gonna stop the video there. I hope you learned something from this video, and if you want me to help you guide you through additional ways you can improve this strategy, because there's additional indicators you can use. I just wanted to make it as simple as possible. I added a Discord in my bio. You can join, and I'll help you out there. I'm doing like mentorships and stuff, but this is the easiest strategy for new traders because you don't have to learn how to plot key levels. You don't have to learn price action. You don't have to learn what anything is. All you got to learn is how to read lines. Super simple. Lines and bars. That's it. And yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you can use this.